Thank you, Madam President. Only a week ago, here in this chamber, the draft resolution reflecting the unanimous demand of the international community for immediate and unconditional ceasefire in Gaza was rejected by United States veto. The result was the rise of the abnormal situation of the throwing into darkness and despair the Palestinian people in their aspiration for survival and abetting Israel's nefarious atrocity of the mass killings. However, UN Security Council laid aside the most pressing security issue at the present time when we witness tragedy of merciless killings that could even make Hitler blush with shame. Overwhelmed by a high-handed practice of the one permanent member of the Security Council, it has convened a meeting that completely runs counter to the fundamental principle enshrined in the UN Charter. Now, this is truly disgrace to be condemned by international community. I strongly denounce the United States and its following forces and are calling for this another 11 meeting, proceeding from their ulterior political motive to cover up the root cause of the outbreak and protraction of the Ukrainian crisis and deceive international community. As has been clarified on several occasions, the Ukrainian crisis was started by United States and Western forces that ignore legitimate security interests and the right to territorial integrity of Russia and pursued NATO's reckless eastward expansion under the ambition to maintain their hegemonic world order. It is none other than United States and Western forces that ruptured hard-won peace talks between Russia and Ukraine at the beginning of the event, and that caused announced civilian casualty and prolonged the crisis by systematically supplying the various lethal weapons to Kiev authority, obsessed with the pipe dream to deal a strategic blow to Russia. Today, the Ukrainian crisis is plunging into all more grave and irreversible phase as present U.S. administration, nearing end of its term, has irresponsibly allowed the Kiev authority to strike area with Russia with the weapons supplied by it, and some Western countries followed suit. Ukraine invaded Russia's Kursk in August, the killing of numerous civilians, and recently, with public support from the United States and the West, it even went on to commit a dangerous crime of attacking Russian territory, using United States surface-to-surface missile ATACMS and UK air-to-surface cruise missile Storm Shadow. All facts give a clear answer to who is main culprit that further escalating Ukrainian war and aggravating tensions. Russia's counterstrike on November 21st is the exercise of the just and legitimate right to self-defense and served as a serious warning to the U.S. and Western countries in the war mania. The pressing issue to be addressed at the UN Security Council at the present is the act of undermining peace by the United States and its allies that are inciting confrontation and conflict among countries while running amok to strengthen aggressive alliance and arms buildup driven by their ambition for hegemony. Just as fascisms in Europe and Asia collude with each other to throw the world into turmoil in the last century, the reactionary forces in the West and the East today, allied under the buttons of the United States, are now attempting to establish rapacious and tyrannical order across the world. The United States in particular is expanding nuclear-sharing military alliance system while escalating military pressure and provocation against the DPRK through deployment of its vast array of the strategic strike means and forces of the allies in the vicinity of our state. Such being the case, the United States is still picking holes on legitimate development of the relation between independent sovereign states by mastering its satellite forces. It cannot but mockery of an insult to the UN Charter. Under the Treaty on Comprehensive Strategic Partnership, which fully conformed to UN Charter and international law, the DPRK and Russian Federation are developing bilateral relations in all fields, including politics, economy, military, and culture, and maintaining contact with regard to each other's security and development of the situation. The DPRK will remain faithful to its obligation under the treaty and continue to strengthen and develop relations with the Russian Federation in order to defend fundamental interests of the peoples of both countries, contribute to regional and global peace and security, and realize international justice. The righteous international community should never tolerate such acts of the United States in its followers that infringe upon the sovereignty and disturb the peace in their attempt to obstruct development of the legitimate friendly relation between sovereign states and impose tragic war and catastrophic disaster. Rather, it should run out in the struggle to safeguard justice and equity, peace and stability. I thank you.